Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Many of us have dreamt of finding treasure in our backyard or in the attic, but most aren't that lucky. Treasure is usually well hidden. That's why it takes teams of archaeologists and finders to unearth it. But sometimes, a few lucky people stumble upon treasure that ends up making them very rich. From TIPU SULTAN'S precious items to bangs loaded with cash, today we are looking at the most amazing treasures discovered by complete accident. Let's begin. TIPU SULTAN'S treasure. Wrapped in a newspaper and forgotten in the corner of a dusty attic in a townhouse in the English county of Berkshire, a couple discovered a hoard of highly valuable gold-encrusted swords and guns from the legendary pillaged armory of Tipu Sultan. Tipu was an 18th century Muslim leader who took on the might of the East India Company and was one of the most feared soldiers in the subcontinent. In 1799, the Duke of Wellington's forces defeated Tipu Sultan in the final battle of the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War between the East India Company and Indians. The collection of unique and valuable artifacts discovered in the Berkshire attic was originally stolen from Tipu Sultan's palace and brought back to England by Major Thomas Hart of the East India Company. The artifacts were passed down through his family and now belong to a couple who have kept them wrapped in newspaper in their dusty attic. This 220-year-old treasure was worth millions when it was auctioned.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Michael Jordan recruitment letters. This is something no one would expect to find anywhere, let alone in a storage unit. A locker bought by a man in North Carolina seemed unassuming at first, until he found some unique documents related to basketball legend Michael Jordan hiding in its contents. The locker contained 2 of Jordan's recruitment letters, including one from assistant Bill Guthridge and another from coach Dean Smith. The documents, which had changed hands twice, Golden Auctions founder Ken Golden says, were some of the personal items Jordan gave to Michael Jordan's 23, a restaurant that opened in Chapel Hill, North Carolina in 1999. In his previous auction, Golden sold a game-used jersey formerly owned by entertainer Penny Marshall for $51,518. Gray Flannel Auctions sold the pair of shoes Jordan wore in his famous flu game for $104,765. Later, they auctioned off and sold the recruitment documents for more than $50,000. Yes, you heard that right, $50,000 for recruitment letters. We wonder how much we can get for all our rejection letters. Bronze Age sword. A group of people found a sword lying in a farmyard. They believed it may have been connected to the Battle of the Ford of the Biscuits at the Arny River in 1594. But boy, were they wrong. When they showed it to experts, they were told it was not from the battle, but was a rare Bronze Age artifact dating back to between 800 and 600 BC. It was first found by Ambrose Owens in 1965, when he was fishing beside some old stepping stones, and, unaware of its significance, it was left in an old barn at his family farm for more than 50 years. It was recently rediscovered by his brother Maurice, who thought it to be that important. He actually found it when he was cleaning out the barn, and the sword was passed on to an archaeologist who had been involved with the battlefield project. The sword was actually 2,600 years old and is assumed to be one of the oldest discoveries man has made. Gold bars and coins. Inheriting stuff from your relatives can be a bittersweet moment. But for an unnamed French person, it was just too sweet. A Frenchman who inherited a house from a dead relative discovered a glittering treasure trove of gold coins and bars worth millions. Scattered away in hiding places throughout the house in Normandy, he came across thousands of gold coins and bars weighing 220 pounds in total. There were 5,000 gold pieces, 2 bars of 12 kilos, and 37 ingots of 1 kilo. Nicholas, the guy who had visited the house to value furniture offered for sale by the new owner, said the wealth, which was worth $3.7 million, was extremely well hidden. It was everywhere, under the furniture, under piles of linen, in the bathroom, he said. admitting that he had himself overlooked the gold on his visit. It was only when the new owner, whose identity and relationship to the previous owner was withheld, began moving the furniture that he stumbled on the stash. First, he found a tin box of coins screwed to the underside of a piece of furniture. From there, the trail led to a box for a bottle of whiskey and other hiding places, until he hit the jackpot, a pile of gold bars each weighing 12 kilos. Shipwreck full of gold. What are the chances of finding a shipwreck in the middle of the desert? Now, imagine the chance of finding a shipwreck full of gold in the middle of a desert. Not much, right? Well, it really happened in Namibia. Diamond miners recently discovered a ship that went down 500 years ago after draining a man-made saltwater lake on Namibia's coast. It was loaded with $13 million worth of gold coins. The miners first found strange pieces of wood and metal on the beach, and then later discovered the shipwreck buried under the sand. On the sixth day, the miners found the treasure chest full of gold. The Bom Jesus was a Portuguese ship that went missing 500 years ago while en route to India. The ship was loaded with Portuguese, Spanish, Florentine, and Venetian gold and silver currencies, swords and knives, clothing, West African ivory tusks, and 44,000 pounds of German copper ingots when it sunk at the bottom of the ocean. According to researchers, the ship might have sunk because of too much heavy cargo and bad weather. The treasure chest, however, managed to sink intact to the seabed. Cleaning crews find. How often is it that an ocean cleanup crew finds a treasure while looking to clean the mess made by other humans? A crew in New Zealand was doing community work when they found 900 gold coins lying on the ocean floor, which was not too deep. There was no shipwreck, so it is assumed that the coins must have fallen from a pirate ship while it was trying to battle a storm. No value was assigned to the coins, but the crew organizer said that some of the 900 coins were of some value. The crew members were actually getting paid from their own pockets. The Earth decided to award them for taking care of the planet. A crew member said that the coins will be sold and the money from them will be used to pay off for the cleanup job. Among the other items discovered on the seabed were 577 cans, 116 glass bottles, a clothes iron, clothing, cash cards, cow bones, and a bong. It was the group's second tidy-up in 2 weeks. The dive team organizes the cleanups regularly to support the health of the harbor. New Zealand really is a land of dreams. Movie posters. Everyone remembers their first movies. Some people like to collect posters of special movies. A homeowner in Alberta, Canada started to renovate his home and quickly stumbled upon a cinematic treasure. It seems that the home's previous owners had the posters and used them for insulation. The new owner found these old vintage posters, which amounted to 360 from the 1920s and early 1930s. The findings were estimated to be worth a lot because out of 360 posters, 40 of them were sold for around $30,000. Which is a lot. This way, he could easily make more than $500,000 if he sold them all. The person used the $40,000 to pay off the renovations for the house, which he had started. He found all these posters in just 2 weeks after he bought the house. Wouldn't we all want to find the treasures that make us rich? But not all of us are that lucky. Which movie was your first one? And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Cash. In 2018, Storage Wars star Don Dotson and his wife Laura sold a unit for $500, or 409 pounds. Little did he know that the container held a safe with $7.5 million in cash inside. We don't know what kind of person would put that much money in a storage unit, except for maybe Walter White. This is where things got a little complicated. The original owner of the container, who Don Dotson had bought the storage unit off of in the first place, caught wind of the discovery. They reached out to the new owner via their attorney with a deal: $600,000 for the return of the unit. After some negotiation, a deal of $1.2 million was agreed to. That's still quite a return on their $500 investment. It's perhaps safer to bid for storage units to uncover treasure than pursue these 6 deadly treasure hunts. Anglo-Saxon treasure. Now, you don't necessarily have to head to the beach or even spend hours in the scorching desert to find some great treasures. One man found everything he'd been looking for right in his own backyard. One day, in 2009, a man named Terry Herbert decided to give his farmland location in Staffordshire, England, a try with his metal detector. Little did he know that when he acquired the land, he was also given the deal of his lifetime. On day one, he uncovered a few interesting finds. But in just 5 days, he had found enough golden artifacts to fill up 244 bags. That's when he knew that he was onto something. After more digging and searching, he found 3,500 pieces of artifacts, things ranging from garnet to silver to gold, which, when put together, would have created hundreds of complete relics from the early Anglo-Saxon period. This find came to be known as the Staffordshire Hoard and was valued to be approximately $5.3 million. It is crazy to think that all of it was just lying there in his backyard the whole time. Have you ever found something valuable by accident? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.